on, guys? In today's video in Oakhead Garage, I'm going to be putting a starter in the old Ford F-150. Alright, so here's the pickup truck. It is an 88 F-150 XLT Lariat model. And yeah, so the issues is when it gets hot, it does not want to start back at all. At the beginning, when I first got the truck dropped off, it would turn over, but it was very weak, like a dead battery. And checked the battery's fully charged, no issue there. I tried another battery that I have that is a interstate battery, put that in here, still no change, and it had a higher amperage than this, so that ain't the issue. I replaced this terminal, redid some wiring here, fixed this was all loose and janky. The terminal here was not tight enough on the battery. Somebody's already put a positive terminal in this. I replaced the cable that runs from the starter solenoid all the way down to the starter, because this one here in particular had gotten burnt by the exhaust manifold. Here's the wire. See, it got pretty bad burnt. So, but anyway, threw a cable in it, and new terminal, crimped new wires. There was some green corrosion on there. Fixed that, put all this together, and still, when it gets hot, it doesn't want to crank. So next step was check the timing. Timing was way too far advanced, but it was in the wrong position. As you see, the ICM down there, you see how it's facing. AC compressor's here. It's going a long ways. That's exactly where it's supposed to be. They had it all the way up against the thermostat housing, advanced all the way as far as it could go, and it could not go anymore. It should be in this position, because if you ever have to replace that guy, you can actually get to the screw-headed bolts that are on the side of the distributor to get that out. So anyway, fixed the timing, and had to do the old trick where you move one plug wire over one, reset the timing, good to go. The mark on the balancer had slipped. It needs a harmonic balancer, so had to make my new marks on there. Retimed it, fixed it, runs way better. The horsepower is like night and day difference. When you stomp this thing, it takes off like it's supposed to. Before, it would just fall on its face. And I knew something had to be wrong with the timing because of how it would start when it was hot versus cold, and no power whatsoever, just no balls. I used to have a 78 F100, and I had a 351 Windsor that wasn't stock, but it would smoke this thing in a heartbeat how slow it was getting. So that's pretty bad. Here's the part number for the new starter that I picked up. Actually, it's remanufactured. I thought when they dropped this off that it was new, but anyhow, DL3524A, and $70 my cost. So this is what we got. And it comes with a new bolt, which is good. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get the other one out and get this swapped. Of course, make sure the battery's unplugged. You don't want to electrocute yourself. So, as you can tell, I've got a heated wrap on this to protect the starter, because catalytic converter, she's right here, O2 sensor, and this Y pipe being like it is, and then you got an exhaust leak. It's right there. You see the black coming out. That donut shot. And with all this heat right here, it's cooking this starter. So I put a heat wrap on it from the parts store, metal zip ties. And like I said, all that I've done has helped, but it still does not want to crank. It's a lot worse than it was when I started, because now I've got everything in sequence, like timing and etc. There is one bolt right here on top. You can see it. This guy right here, it's a 3/8 is the size. I used a 1/4 inch to get in there with it to take it off. A lot easier than a 3/8 old drive. one, new one. Everything lines up like it's supposed to do. Like I said, it comes with a new bolt. There ain't nothing wrong with the old one, but I'm going to use the new one it came with, just because. And yeah, everything matches up. This is all chrome and shiny, and That one's all nasty. Somebody's put one in it before, like I had figured. It looks like a part number and something for O'Reilly's Drive Works. I believe that's O'Reilly's parts. Right there's the number, 3180SV. I'll have to look that up later. But anyway, let's throw this one in here. And I've already had it tested twice before I left the parts store, just to make sure that this did like it's supposed to do. And something else I'm noticing is when I turn it to the right, this one just spins. It doesn't come outward. This one, don't do that. It will not spin to the right. It'll spin to the left because that's normal, but when it's supposed to spin to the right, this whole shaft's supposed to come out. Wow, that's quite easy, and I can't hardly do that on that one. So I'd say this one's probably worn out. Who knows how long it's been on there, but anyway, let's get this one quick shoved in. The teeth on the flywheel look perfectly fine, and you know, there's no scoring there. It looks like it's had a converter put in it before. It's awful shiny blue compared to how nasty and greasy the rest of the engine and transmission is, especially from all the oil leaks. That will definitely kill a starter, so definitely needs valve cover gaskets. I've done one side, I haven't done this side yet. There's two bolts that hold it in. As you can see, there's one at the top and there's one that goes at the bottom. They're both 14mm or 9/16. And the top one wasn't even tight, so it's a wonder it didn't have a grinding sound when it tried to start. Starter is in, and like I said, two 14s, one right there, and there's one literally right there. They're easy to access with a just a simple ratchet, an extension, and a regular socket. You can get it out. Get this bolt off. Hopefully it's the same size. Probably would help if I turn it the right way, huh? No, that was the right way. Alright, there's the finished project. I went ahead and fixed the wires for the O2 sensor. The holders or clips or whatever is gone. They had the wires all bunched up right here, and with that exhaust leak that's literally right there. Right here, all the exhaust heat and stuff is going right here on this wire. Now, this has protective, that's fine. But this up here, the harness to the truck, does not. Zip tied it up here this way, rerouted the whole entire thing, and then zip tied it out of the way. So that way it doesn't get hot and melt that O2 sensor. As that goes back to the ECM, you fry this, you'll fry that, and that'll be it. The starter's done, it's back together, and actually there's 4 metal zip ties around it holding the blanket on, and it's good to go. So let's go hook it up, see if it starts. Hook the battery back up. It's good and tight for now. I'm not going to use the switch inside the truck. I'd rather use this one out here. Yes, I got one of these. You can get them at Harbor Freight. Pretty cool. Red goes to the positive, and the black goes to the starter, or in this case, because it's forward over here, starter solenoid switch with the key. And it lights up red, lets you know it's got power. So let's give it a whirl, see what it sounds like now. Holy mother, my ears are ringing. Whew. Jeez, that is loud. Okay, needless to say, that is fixed. That thing has never swung over that fast and that loud ever before. Whew. I will try to throw a video in real quick right here of what it sounded like beforehand, and jumping it with a screwdriver. After a few revolutions, it would just die out like the battery was weak. So as you can see, a big difference between before and after. But let me go ahead and turn on the key and fire this old beast up. You can actually kind of hear the valves popping, or the springs. All right. Reason the engine light's on is because the oil pressure switch for this gauge here is messed up. I replaced it, but it still doesn't read right, so something funky. But if you ground the connector to that gauge, it reads medium and not full, but the light goes off. So the only reason the light's on is because of that gauge reading 0. The oil pressure is actually moved, so it's got about 50. So it's yeah, it's good and healthy. I also swapped this cluster out. This is a junkyard cluster. Came from another model that was more loaded than this one. This one never came with a tach, so all I did was just swap it and it was done. Literally just plug and play. That's all I had to do. I know somebody's going to ask about the exhaust, so might as well just show it. I believe basically it's like some kind of muffler resonator type thing. There is no muffler on this. It's basically just the white pipe goes into one after the cat, and I don't know if the cat's been gutted or not, but it goes into that little round resonator and makes a 90 out straight to the side. So if it was mine, I would actually fix that and run that to the back of the truck, or put true duals with Flowmaster or something different. Maybe some Flowtex mufflers would sound better on this thing. I had cherry bombs on my 78 F100. But anyway, real quick too, here is the starter wrap that I used. And there's your part number, 10908. So it was like 20, 30 something my cost. Then you have the zip ties I used. These are from Harbor Freight. Stainless steel cable ties. There's your little part number, 60330, to hold the blanket down over it. And then the other regular zip ties you can get at Harbor Freight. So I believe that's going to do it, and I believe it's fixed. Time will tell. I can't really do it right now, as late as it is, and it's actually raining already, so I don't really want to drive this in the rain because the wipers are not great and the headlights suck, because you know, 80s 90s Ford headlights. I believe that's going to be it for this video. That's pretty much how you replace your nasty, worn out, broken starter on your 88 Ford F150 with the 5.0. I believe this is probably the same thing as the 5.8. I'm pretty sure, and not sure on the inline 6 for this style, but it's pretty much how you do it for your 302 V8. And I'm pretty sure that goes for a lot of the 302s that are out there for Ford. So if you will, jump on down to that comment section and let me know what you think. Hope this helps out. Like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one later. And always remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Stay tuned for the next one later. Thanks for watching.